Hey, somebody needs to wash my tuning fork. You have? Excellent. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. You are listening to The Professional Noticer. Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Andrews. Hey, thank you for making me a part of your week. My purpose here today and with every show we do is to play the part of a best friend or coach. I want to help you live the life of your wildest dreams by giving you access to the greatest mentors the world has to offer today. This week, the Professional Noticer is sponsored by Books for Veterans. The Veterans Administration in Washington, D.C. has asked for 10,000 Andy Andrews books. I'm personally donating as many as I can, but to reach 10,000, we need your help. We're able to make this easier for you to do by making every $10 donation you make a hardback book, okay? That'll be sent to the Veterans Administration for veterans, their families, and for the employees of the VA. That $10 will cover the cost of the book, the shipping and handling, and whether you can make this a personal gift or a corporate donation, just go to andyandrews.com/veterans. This can be added to a website purchase or done as an individual entry, or you can get a t-shirt on andyandrews.com and we will add a book in your name to the shipment. Thanks for your support very, very much. Observations and answers, that's what we do here on the Professional Noticer. And this week, we have something very special. We're going to do a best of. And the category this week is music. We're going to pick some of the best from the past, from the archives, from the vault, and bring them to you in a very special way. So sit back and enjoy. One of the things that I have been interested in watching you do through the years is watching you improvise on a theme. And so I am going to challenge you today.
You got me one time with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You remember that?
Okay, we're going to do it. I want to do a Christmas song. I'll do a different one.
Because we have to keep it. Yeah. It has to be.
Because this has to be just cutting edge.
They have to make sure we didn't rehearse.
Yeah.
Well, I assure you, this is not rehearsed.
Okay, so let's see. A Christmas song. How about Away in the Manger? Play Away in the Manger. Play Away in the Manger.
Okay. You know.
Okay. Now, if I was to ask you to play Away in the Manger as a classical piece.
Okay. Let's see.
That is great.
Hey, maybe we're on to something.
Yeah, that is great. That's great. Improv's on a theme. Okay, all right, let me see. I've got, how about...
You've been thinking about this.
I have. How about country music?
Okay, like
Away in the Manger.
Old school,
old school.
Like we could do it as a waltz, you know? We could do, today's new country.
Okay.
as if Dan and Shay were to do it. Something like that, maybe.
Wow. Okay, all right. Now tune it, let's say tune it a little bit left and do gospel. How would gospel sound?
We could do black gospel.
Yeah.
Some of those chord substitutions.
Oh my God.
Or we could do Southern gospel. See, we're trying to give you money's worth, Andy.
I'm telling you.
You say gospel.
I'm telling you.
It could be any kind of gospel.
Okay, so what about jazz?
Okay, let's see. Let me think about this. Okay, how about smooth jazz? If we were to do. How about that?
Oh my God.
You take all the harmonizations that you've learned, for the different styles of music. I mean, it kind of just shows that you can start with something very simple like that. Any melody.
What about honky tonk?
Oh, okay. Honky tonk, maybe Southern rock.
Yeah.
Somebody's rolling over in their grave on that one.
Oh my gosh. All right, I've got one more that I'm going to stump you on. I am going to stump you. You've met your match, Gordon.
I don't doubt it. I'm not.
You've met your match.
I'm a little nervous.
I am going to stump you. I don't think you can do Away in the Manger reggae. Reggae, like Bob Marley, man.
Okay, let's see. You're not a very nice person. I see.
I bow to you.
No.
I bow to you.
'Cause if
Your greatness.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh, Gordon, that is awesome. I am curious about this.
This is a harp guitar. And and the way I teach this, the way I talk about this is, and I'll explain what this is. It's got a 6-string guitar right here in the middle. This is a normal tune in standard tuning, okay? And this, to me, when I speak about it, represents what we each do well, and we've done well in the past, and that going forward, it will have relevance. What we've learned, the skills we've learned, the things that we've learned, the way we've done, it's gonna have relevance. However, the world is changing, and we're all gonna have new strings to play. We're all gonna need to bring in, understand new skills, new mindsets, new tools, new practices. And so this guitar also has the 6 sub-bass strings of a harp and the 8 super treble strings of a harp. So, playing them all together means I have to think differently because none of the harp strings are fretted, meaning they don't have these little lines in there, okay? They don't have the frets.
Right.
So to change a note, you change strings. You can't change the note on the string itself. So as I'm playing these, they have to simply be played one note, and I have to change notes, to change strings. But these are all played the old way. And that's what we're all going to have to do this in some way or another. That's the metaphor.
Do you do what you do, but you innovate?
Yes.
With the extra.
Yes. Yeah. And the good thing is that reinforces and affirms what we've done in the past. We don't have to abandon everything. It reaffirms and reinforces it, but it also says there's new things that we're going to have to do as we move forward, especially in it's a rapidly changing world. So.
Yeah, and when we add the new, it becomes more beautiful than it was.
Right. And so what I'm going to do to illustrate that is I'm going to play a piece called Eleanor Rigby, which is the Beatles piece from one of their early albums, and Paul McCartney wrote it, and which is an older piece, early '60s, but I'm going to play it in a new way.
Okay.
So we'll do, and I'm using some hammer-on, and I've wrote a little intro and outro for it too.
Wow, I'm just mesmerized, astonished.
It's a beautiful thing, and that's and you said it really well earlier that by learning the new skills or learning the new strings, we're creating something more beautiful than maybe we've done in the past, and I think that's true.
You know, there's a lot of people that write songs, but there are just not many who there's some kind of threshold that I occasionally hear, and that threshold is almost beyond the lyrics, beyond the music. Traveling Girl, a song you guys do, Traveling Girl, is an example of that, because literally the first 10 or 12 times I heard Traveling Girl. Now, you guys who are listening along here, just know that if you go see Anthony and Savannah in concert, they don't do many covers. Okay, they will do California Dreamin' for me just because they did it on my back porch one time and I loved it, and now I make them keep doing it. And, you know, they'll do Ode to Billy Joe because Polly likes that song and I like to hear, they'll do that. But they don't do many covers. And so I hear this song, Traveling Girl, and probably 10 or 12 times I hear this and I keep thinking, who did that? Who did that song? Or, man, because how sometimes you'll hear a song and I can hear Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine, and I'm instantly transported back to the 6th grade playground at Girard Elementary School in Dothan, Alabama. I don't know why.
Read all night.
Yeah, but there are songs that kind of, there's more than the words and the music. It's a feeling. And so here's this song, Traveling Girl, and I'm like, who did that? Who did that? And then one day I'm listening to it and I say, I'm going to find out right now. And I go onto the computer and I Google the song, and you did it. Nobody else has done it. It's just Sugarcane Jane has done it. And yet the song is so familiar to me. It's like, the first time I heard it, it crossed some barrier. Do you mind doing a little bit of that?
Yeah, I do a little bit of it, but I understand what you're saying.
How do you explain that, though? Is it something that you try to do? Is it something that you find yourself?
No, I don't try to do that, other than I think every now and then the music of a song and the lyric, they fit hand in glove. They're just so fit so perfectly. And that's one of them, the Traveling Girl, like Silver Stars. There's just something
and
about.
And then I think our voices,
the
there's
harmony.
something special about just the blend.
Right.
I think that you almost you could feel it as an artist when it's like you're getting on a wave together or something, and then you feel like you're actually being elevated during the song, and you're just like going through the motions, and you're hearing this. Do you ever feel that way? It's
Never.
Never.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if you guys are listening to this in your car or at home, one of the things that is amazing, now we're in a studio, but this is not a recording studio like where they would go to do an album. They're sitting here. There is one microphone for Anthony, Savannah, and the guitar. There's one microphone. And so this is what they actually sound like. So do a little Traveling Girl. I just am blown away by this.
Laurie is a wild one. She is a soft one. She's wilder than a fire in the night, softer than a soft, soft light. Laurie is a traveling girl. She says she's been to London, then on up to Scotland, where even the Italians were trying to love on Laurie Lee. Laurie Lee.
that song, it just kills me. You see, I'm just a little fangirl, man. I'll just do this one next. Yeah. Hey, will you play one thing for us, and then we'll go. I appreciate so much you being here.
But I want to stay.
Well, we can do episode 2. We can do part 2. We can end it on a cliffhanger.
Oh, I grew up hearing all these hymns, and I just sometimes when I pray, I don't know all the right words to use. I've grown up in the church. I'm a Baptist deacon. And
are you really?
I am at our church, Brentwood Baptist, there in Brentwood, Tennessee. And I love that. I love getting together to minister and pray with people. And sometimes live, I don't know the words. I just be honest with you. And I know God knows them. And so there was a time when my mom was passing about 5 years ago, and I was sitting in the nursing home as she was deteriorating in her last days. And I would sit there and I would pray. I started out praying vigorous prayers and kind of passed beyond that. And then it moved to just days of just quiet. And I would sit there and play hymns on my guitar next to her bedside. And I would play like Sweet Hour of Prayer. And there was at one point, she was coming in and out of consciousness. She never opened her eyes. She kept them closed, but she began to raise her hand up a little bit. And I thought, oh, this is it. She's going to say something profound here. This is it. And I'd cried all my tears and said all my words, and I was ready for whatever this moment held, And she reached over, and this is not a joke. Actually, she reached over and she touched my strings and went, "That's enough." It was the God's honest truth. That is so my mom. It was the last words I ever heard my mom say. It couldn't have been better.
That's enough.
And within 2 more days, she crossed over. And it's a great memory for me to know that I played songs like that, and she responded like that. That couldn't have been any more appropriate,
I hope you put that on her tombstone.
That's enough.
Somebody asked me the other day, "What do you want on your tombstone?" And I said, I wanted them to put on my tombstone, "I told you I was sick."
Exactly. But that's one of those moments in life, and I'm glad my guitar was there, and I'm glad my mom had a sense of humor.
What a great story.
It was perfect, yeah. So I don't say that to be tacky in any way. I just say that to say embrace life while we have it. Yeah, we're in a pandemic. Yeah, I don't know how to pray through this thing either, but God knows, and it's good. So what about this? I could do, this was the old invitation hymn.
Thank you, Kevin.
Isn't that beautiful?
Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
With us. Absolutely. I appreciate it so much. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I'm Andy Andrews, the professional noticer, harnessing common sense and wisdom to plow through challenges all the way to an answer for you. And I think that'll do it for this week. Get us out of here, Matthew. So, ladies and gentlemen, and to the boys and girls who aspire to become ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of another episode of The Professional Noticer. In a world where common sense has become a superpower, I'm harnessing the tiny bit of mental energy I have for you, seeking wisdom, making observations, and endeavoring to answer tough questions in a way that will empower your family and your business. I'm Andy Andrews. Until next week, goodbye. This episode of The Professional Noticer was produced by Matt Limpert. The Noticer theme written and performed by Sugarcane Jane. cowboy hats for the cast and crew provided by Twinkle and Smoke of Beverly Hills. Additional funding provided by anotherwayofsayings.com. Are you tired of expressing yourself the same way you have for years? Are you still using the same old cliches everyone else is using? Then your lucky day has arrived. It's time you subscribe to anotherwayofsayings.com. As a subscriber to anotherwayofsayings.com, you'll receive an email every day that highlights an old cliche paired with a fun new way to say the same thing. Now, you don't ever need to say again, we can't be patting ourselves on the back. You'll express yourself a new way by saying, we can't be licking our own sauce. Never again will you describe someone being betrayed by saying he was thrown under the bus. Instead, say, she threw him in the grease. Forget something being over your pay grade. Tell them that's higher than my totem pole. You'll find these and many more each and every day, so register now at anotherwayofsayings.com. You won't have to watch some arrogant person and hear someone comment that he sure thinks a lot of himself. You'll speak first. You'll say, that guy was born on third base and thought he hit a triple.